Heroes Like Us is a series intended at sharing comic book characters from various backgrounds and identities. We won't always get everything right, so feel free to make amendments and corrections in the comments. They're always appreciated. What's not appreciated, however, is any form of hate speech or intolerance, so comments of that nature will be immediately deleted and those users blocked from this channel. This is a place of education and celebration. Welcome to Heroes Like Us, and today we're talking about characters that are of a Mexican descent. So we're going to just have a sampling here, but it is in no means all of them. So at the end of the video, make sure to comment and let me know what other Mexican heroes you like, villains, whatever, and potentially we could see a part 2. But let's dive in to who we're going to talk about today. We're going to start with a character called the Blue Beetle. Some people might pronounce his name Jaime, but I'm going with Jaime. So Jaime Reyes. So Jaime is the latest incarnation of the Blue Beetle, and this is a legacy title that multiple people have had. And basically these people inherit a scarab that latches onto their back and when needed, covers them in this exoskeleton and gives them all sorts of powers, basically based on whatever the scarab wants or the user needs. It is sentient, and so it kind of can act on its own accord, and the power set is immense. It can just do all sorts of different things. Some basic things the suit can do: it can fly, it can shoot out blasts, it can change its shape and size, kind of to protect the person inside. It can do a lot. So Blue Beetle is a fairly popular character. He's been on a couple different cartoons, he's been on a couple different TV shows, and most notably, he's recently been announced as a playable character for the video game Injustice. Up next, we have another legacy character, this time one called Robbie Reyes. I just realized they're both Reyes. Interesting. Robbie is the latest version of the Marvel character Ghost Rider. Now, usually Ghost Rider is the embodiment of like a spirit of vengeance, but for Robbie, there was a Satanist who did this kind of procedure and these different rituals, and now possesses Robbie and gives him powers just like the other Ghost Riders. So the ability to kind of erupt in flame, have this hellfire, and weapons that tend to be on fire like chains, swords, things like that. The difference with Robbie is that he does not have a motorcycle, but instead he has a car, so his engine of vengeance. And so you'll see him driving that around like the Ghost Rider did with motorcycles. Robbie has recently been announced that he's going to be appearing on the TV show Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., starting with season 4. Could be an episode, could be a whole arc, could be a reoccurring character, we don't know, but he'll be showing up there. Up next from DC, we have one of the Green Lanterns, Kyle Rayner. Now, Kyle is half Mexican and half Irish. He is undoubtedly one of the most popular Green Lanterns to exist. That when people say who is the most powerful, Kyle is almost always near the top. And one of those reasons is that his constructs are immensely powerful. And he has such a control over his different emotions that he actually became a character called the White Lantern, which is because if you master all of them, or you can tap into all of them, it is just immensely, immensely powerful. That instead of a emotion, it's almost like life is what you're tapping into. Up next on this list is Miguel Ohhara, and this is Spider-Man 2099. Now, back in like the 90s, there was a series called 2099, which imagined a future and all these different characters in the year 2099, and the Spider-Man of the year 29 was half Mexican and also half Irish. Interesting. And so he kind of takes on the mantle, has very similar powers, but some things really make him unique. He has these sharp things on his arms that kind of exude webbing, so that's what he uses to get around. He also has claws and fangs that are both venomous. Interestingly, he gets his powers because of a scientific experiment that his DNA is tweaked, and one of the byproducts of this is an extended life, so he ends up living like 1,000 years. And in the course of that time, he kind of becomes this leader for the people and even becomes a wielder of Thor's hammer Mjolnir. So if you're interested in Miguel and the story of Spider-Man 2099, look that up. There's some really cool stories. So those are the heroes that we're going to talk about today. We will probably do a part 2, so if we missed your favorite Mexican superhero or villain or heroine, whatever, let me know in the comments and upvote the ones that you like, and they'll hopefully make it to part 2. So thanks for watching Heroes Like Us. We'll see you next time.